But then when you've got Angel screaming, Angel does it again, and
That was something, right?
that was something.
I'm sorry, you canceled the support for the game a month ago.
Why would they even host a trade?
I don't know.
And I sit down and he picks up one donut and eats it. So you want to QA games?
When the rubber meets the road, they're gonna be like, oh my god, I don't like seeing Mario get his skull smashed.
Oh, I would love
It
to see
doesn't
that.
work.
I would love to see
Yeah,
that.
again, like I said.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to BattlefieldOne Podcast, the best Battlefield podcast on the planet, where we talk about Battlefield, and only Battlefield. My name is Tom, also known as the Lanky Soldier. I'm being joined by my co-host, Ray Edmunds. How you doing?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How goes your evening, day, whatever? We're recording at night, so this is evening for us.
For
It's an evening episode, ladies and
me
gentlemen.
it's 1 a.m. right now. I'm just saying. Well, we couldn't record the normal recording hours, so this is the only thing we can do. Anyway, guys, welcome to the podcast. We talk about Battlefield, episode 63, I think, and we're gonna talk about maps. We're gonna talk about what maps we love, which maps we hate. It basically can be a ranking system. So me and Ray did a tier list of each map in Battlefield 6. We haven't seen our tiers list yet because I told him not to show me anything. And so we're gonna judge our opinions, I guess, how we rate the Battlefield 6.
We're gonna banter each other.
Yeah, pretty much. And of course there's some news about, audio changes, anti-cheat, all that kind of stuff. We're gonna mention that. But yeah, it's gonna be a really casual episode. I don't want to talk too much about it, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, let's just go straight to the top conversations, I guess. So enjoy the conversations, guys. Okay, before we continue, as usual, guys, the survey. Please do the survey. BattlefieldOne.net/survey. Or just go in the description of your audio platform you're listening on, or YouTube, or whatever the case may be. Everything is in the description. Please do the survey, because I will be telling you guys until the end of the year about the survey. Because if you want to change or give us feedback how the podcast is going, what you don't like about the podcast, what you like about the podcast, or anything you want change, or add some ideas for the podcast, all that kind of stuff, whatever the case may be, please do the survey so we can, change something about the podcast according to your feedback. Of course, we're not gonna react to all of the feedback, but we do want you to be involved in the process, because like I said a couple episodes ago, I can change things with the podcast just like that easily, but I want people to be involved in the process, the podcast, because at the end of the day, the podcast is for you guys. What's the point of the podcast if no one's listening? And so at the end of the day, you
Just remember, boys and girls, this holiday season, the best gift we could possibly give you is quality content. And the best gift you could give us is quality feedback. And how would you do that? By going and filling out the survey. So this holiday season, spread your version of holiday cheer by doing our survey. The algorithm requires engagement. Throw in some sleigh bell music there. Perfect promo. Send it.
Yeah, perfect. But yeah, do the survey, guys, because the survey is important. I already gathered loads of feedback from you guys, which is quite interesting to read. But yeah, be involved, and of course join our Discord as usual, where we have conversations and everything, where we yapping about Battlefield or whatever the case may be. Just today I was yapping about Fortnite. I did enjoy the Fortnite event. I did enjoy it. Hatsune Miku on Godzilla. It was beautiful. It was art. It was cinema. All I'm gonna say. But anyway, yeah, join the Discord. And of course, if you're listening on any audio platform, will be Apple, Spotify. I know we're on what's that? What's it called? The Audible. Here we go. I know we're on Audible too. So do leave a rating on your audio platform, because it helps other people to find the podcast. So it helps us out, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it does help. So leave a rating, all that kind of stuff. We appreciate all the support. And of course, patreon.com/TheLankySoldier if you want some exclusive content, early access to future episodes, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, patreon.com/TheLankySoldier. You can hear that at the end of the episode. More about that. So also thank you all the supporters, all the Patreon supporters been listening to us, supporting us financially, going to live streams and being engaged with us on Discord or whatever the case may be. Thank you so much. We appreciate all the bloody help you can you can give us, guys. Patreon.com/TheLankySoldier. Thank you for everything. Okay, so now we can talk about Battlefield, I guess. So, we're gonna talk about maps today, but before we're gonna do that, I do want to mention some important news, I guess. So, everyone knows that audio is not really good in the game. It's in Battlefield 6, audio is atrocious, especially in RedSec. Good news, everyone. Things are being changed. So I know they mentioned that couple of community blog post maybe a couple of weeks ago. They mentioned we're looking at the.
They've been all over Twitter about
it. Yeah. So they mentioned in the community blog post. People where was the blog post? The latest blog post they released 2 weeks ago or something like that. So anyway, in there they mentioned they're aiming to do audio changes in the upcoming. I forgot what's it called. It's the winter update on the 9th of December. Winter Offensive or something like that. So on that day, for that update, they're at least aiming to change the audio to be more, better, I guess. So basically, Drunkseed Florian, one of the developers that are working on this game, he's one of the principal gameplay designers for this game. And he basically he replied to some guy, the entire in-game's audio is receiving a full pass to solve those issues. So the footstep audio, the non-existent. So he's talking about that. So we're still working on it, but verifying some changes, but hoping we can share more details on that soon. So yeah, like I said, they're aiming for that 9th of December update. Hopefully they can do something, but I'm glad the audio is being addressed and changed. That's all I'm going to say. I really love it because we need it. Audio is really atrocious in the game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say that enemy footsteps are non-existent. I think the problem is they're just drowned out so much, and friendly footsteps are so much louder and more amplified. I mean, especially if you tend to be running with a group. I mean, I notice it a lot when we're running together in a squad. I can't really hear shit around us, not only because we're talking on microphones, but also because, there's a lot of ambient running going on around. Now, when you're out by yourself and there's nobody around you, you can hear the enemy footsteps. The problem being is you have to get yourself in that situation where you can get away with it, and it's very far few in between. So what I think needs to happen is the group mixing of friendly footsteps needs to kind of be toned down substantially at the very least. I can't say differentiate the footsteps types because it's not. Is it really going to make a big difference if we have two different types of footstep sounds?
Subconsciously, it would change a lot of things.
I get it subconsciously, but as far as as where Battlefield sits as a franchise, as far as it's arcadey but flirts with realism, is where in that spectrum does that kind of sit? Because to me, it's kind of for gameplay sense, it makes sense, but at the same time, it's all right, okay, clearly those are enemy footsteps, those are friendly footsteps, and that kind of takes away a little bit of it's not even really fun, it's just the stress of it, which is kind of what makes the game what it is. Oh shit, I hear footsteps, let me check my minimap real quick. All right, there's blueberries around 9 times out of 10, those are blueberry footsteps. And 99% of the time, that's how your reaction to footsteps usually goes. But at the same time, it's you lose that. That is it an enemy? Is it a friendly? You just immediately know for no reason is kind of what I'm getting at, and I feel like that would kind of be immersion breaking. I don't even really want to call it.
See,
that.
I will disagree on that because I do want to know if it's friendly or not. Because immersion at that point doesn't bother me at that point. I don't care about immersion. I know a lot of people play differently for immersion, but if they're playing for immersion, they will not care if it's friendly footsteps they hear or the enemy. I don't think they will care.
Right, and you could also argue that would be balanced against the fact that you can't really fucking see anything. God rays are. I feel like the God rays and everything
the sun
like
is
that,
the sun
and
is too
ambient
bad sometimes. Yeah,
occlusion
it's too bad sometimes.
is the bigger problem than the footsteps, more so than anything else. Now, that don't get me wrong, I've gotten my share of kills and helped the squad out because I've been able to just go shut the fuck up for 5 seconds and figure out exactly where footsteps are coming from. But then again, I run 7.1 surround sound headphones and all this other fun shit, so that helps. I mean, I get it. It's just, I don't know. Call me a stickler if you want. I feel like, like they shouldn't just be that distinct though. Like it shouldn't just be like something where like,
Well,
if you've actually got to listen to it to tell the difference.
I heard. Well, for example, Call of Duty did that because they had problems with footsteps. Now Call of Duty has amazing footsteps, honestly, at least in Warzone, and you could tell if it's friendly or not. But it was still okay, any casual player who could not tell the fucking difference between friendly footsteps and enemy footsteps. To them, it's footsteps, and it sounds like footsteps. But when you play for so long and you finally understand which ones are the footstep, which ones are enemy, which ones are friendly, at that point, you're not playing for immersion. At that point, you're actually good enough to understand the game mechanics and you're playing to win the gunfight. At that point, you don't care about immersion.
Right. Them being not them. I mean, look, I'm not. Okay. Kind of hard. I kind of misworded this. It's not that I'm vehemently against fully being like, okay, the footsteps are so drastically different that it's blatantly obvious. That's what I don't want. What I would be fine with is, okay, as long as it's just subtle differences that, yeah, like you said, those who have put the time in can tell the difference. But I also think that it also still falls into the master mix of the overall sound effects and everything, too. The background ambient noise is just too fucking loud on a lot of the maps. It's too much.
Apparently he said...
And I get what they're going for, the ambience, but it's too fucking much.
Apparently he said that some of it is being removed or changed drastically, so it should not be that bad. Which I fully agree.
But it's not that I want it removed. I think the mixing of it just kind of needs to come down a couple of decibels, like maybe maybe a decibel and a half, just enough so that I as the player because you've got seconds to think about shit. Okay, I need the ability in that to go. Okay, that was a background noise. That wasn't somebody actually firing a gun. Which, to their credit, I give credit where it's due, is a lot of the ambient background gunfire noises and fighting noises that you hear. They're not the same noises that you normally hear ambient in the game, so they already have done this. And to their credit, it works well. The volume just needs to go down a little bit.
I agree, because the audio is not good. it's not. Yeah, it's punchy. It's punchy.
Not.
It's cinematic. But when it comes to gameplay, fuck me, I want to tear my hair out. It's so bad. It's so bad. But yeah, audio is being changed. Now I see some I will not mention names. I've seen some conversations on Twitter of certain content creators arguing, and it's the most hilarious thing ever. I'm just like, oh, the visibility, it's not a problem. It's just the players are playing this game too fast or something like that, and you should slow down and everything. I'm like, no, stop. Just stop talking. Stop talking, please. Like, but that's the thing. Like, people still trying to treat Battlefield like some sort of like very serious, slow type of gameplay, like it was Battlefield 2, when Battlefield 2 was actually never slow to begin with. Like, there's so much nuance here. Just like, look at the bigger picture. But I'm not gonna mention the conversation. I'm not even gonna be involved in the conversation because it's just I don't have the mental capacity. But anyway, audio is being changed. Visibility is being changed. I heard, but when that's gonna happen, apparently, they don't know because apparently it has to be in stages, done in stages. Which makes sense, I guess.
Right, because you're talking about, as far as the visibility goes, like we talked about, the biggest problems with visibility right now is the ambient occlusion, the God rays, the bloom,
the shadows are too sharp, and all that kind of stuff. The characters
right.
blend in. Yeah.
So you're talking about, and lighting is one of, I'm thinking it probably still is one of the biggest pains in the asses in order to get down right as far as video game development goes. Even back in the days when I was interested in development, it was always a pain in the ass. But this was back in the day when you had to bake lighting to textures and shit in order to save on memory. I don't think a lot of shit nowadays, it's mostly dynamic lighting. I mean, I'm sure they still do texture baking in order to save on memory. Let's not kid ourselves, but it's probably far few and in between these days. It's all dynamic. So you're talking about having to adjust the sun in the middle of the day. And plus, if they're thinking of taking our idea and running with it and doing like, okay, different times of day for some of these maps, different weather conditions for some of these maps, like, then this is kind of a good thing that they would kind of be overhauling the lighting system anyway, because they would kind of have to do it. And if they're not, then I would sit here and say, well, boys, if you're already going to go balls deep into it in order to do it for this in the first place, you might as well just take the extra step and just do it anyway. Be my argument. Yeah. Give me the California Resistance map with a fucking random ass hurricane that can come in once in a while.
You know what? After Battlefield 2052, I don't want oh wait, hurricanes, not tornadoes. My bad. I apologize. I apologize.
Yeah, a hurricane would just kill your visibility and make flying a little bit more of a challenge because you have wind gusts. Okay with. But there's not going to be like a tornado that. Well, I mean, you could, because hurricanes can spawn tornadoes. Let's not kid ourselves.
Yeah.
But for gameplay's sake, it's not something I would want. Or even like a coastal map where the water gets pushed in from said hurricane, or a map the New York map, suddenly now we've got to deal with fucking 3 feet of snow on everything, and now everything's changed, or it's 3 feet of snow and it's at night. All of these variables that you could throw out there, but would require a good overhaul. So like I said, if they're going this far, they might as well just fucking do it.
Yeah. But that's that. So audio is being changed, visibility is being worked on. Maybe the audio will be changed for the 9th of December of update. They're aiming for that. Will that happen? We don't know. But yeah, I think we all agree that audio does need changing, because footsteps are horrible. Okay, right. Is there anything else we can mention before we go to our conversations? Okay, this I will leave it. Okay, I was thinking talk about competitive a little bit and the tournaments that are happening, like casual tournaments. But I think I'll leave it for the next episode. Let's see. Oh yeah, I got my tank elite badge finally. I am level 50 with the tank. A bit took me a while, but got there in the end. Because for anyone that doesn't know, new listeners, I do like to main tanks in Battlefield games, so it's an achievement for me, okay? It's really important for me. Okay, so I've done that. Okay, everything else is just like, wow, we can talk about some another day. Yeah, okay. Anyway, let's talk about the maps. So,
on to our judgment of the maps.
So, what I asked Ray to do, I gave him a tier list to make of all the Battlefield 6 maps we have in the game. And basically the tier list is supreme, good, tolerable, bad, and dog shit. So five tiers.
Five whole
tiers. And we did our rating tiers of the maps. We haven't seen the tiers yet of each other, because I want to make it like a live reaction. I want to see how we rated each map. And before I continue with that, I want to say that Ray is a fucking boomer. How did you not know there's a website called Tier Maker? My dude thought people Photoshop that shit. You're not that old, Ray. You're barely
Yeah, but how?
You're a little bit older than me.
When was the last time I made a tier list for anything?
But you would know, I would imagine. We live in 2025. We have AI doing fucking essays for us, and you think there's no website where they can just make a tier list?
I just wonder what parts of my life would any of this fucking apply for me to know this? Would be my question. Like I said, the last time haven't made a fucking tier list since I reviewed Battlefield Hardline.
Oh my god, that was ages ago. Holy fuck.
Yeah, and I did that in Photoshop. The old-fashioned way.
What did you tier in that game?
I don't remember. I think it was the guns or something.
Oh, okay.
I don't even remember. I'm not even 100% sure that that's the right time frame, to be honest with you.
Okay,
regardless,
there's a website called Tier Maker, and my dude had no idea. Oh, there's a website for that?
And I had no idea it exists. I had no idea. No idea it
Fucking
existed.
boomer. Holy shit.
I mean, I know there's meme generators and all this other shit. I've known of those, but somebody actually sat down and dedicated their time to make a website specifically for creating tier lists. I mean, hats off to you. You had the idea and you made it happen, at least. Credit. I just didn't know it existed.
Anyway, so we made...
Who knew?
We made the tier list
I didn't.
of all the Battlefield 6 maps. And I'm gonna... Okay, so let's do it now. Okay, where's my Discord? Okay. Let me show you mine.
Let me show you the ways.
Let me show you mine. Okay. Alright. Let me look at Ray's tiers list.
Wow, we were kind of in agreement.
Okay,
on some
so...
shit, but not really.
Ray, in the dog shit category, has Badlands. In the bad category, so second from bottom, is... what's it called? New Sobek City. New Sobek City. Tolerable. Both New York maps. The domination map, the Saint Quaince or something like that. I forgot the name of it. And Mirak Valley in the tolerable section. In the good section, he has Operation Firestorm. Egypt map, Cairo.
No. Firestorm is in Supreme.
Sorry. Yeah. In the good section, he has Liberation Peak, Cairo, and Iberian Offensive. And then in Supreme, you have Eastwood and Operation Firestorm. Okay, I'm kind of surprised about Operation Firestorm. Okay, but we'll talk about that in a moment. Okay, mine.
We'll go into the whys later.
Okay, yeah, whys. You want to read mine?
Because I don't know. I don't remember these thumbnails again.
Okay. I'll say. Okay, in the dog shit category, in my tier list, I have Badlands and Sobek City. That's in the dog shit category. In the bad category, I have the Manhattan Bridge map, Operation Firestorm. In the tolerable section, I have Empire State, Liberation Peak, and Mirak Valley. Now, the Mirak Valley, that's the funny bit, like, because I've been glazing that map for a while, and the point in the tolerable section, I'll talk about that why. In the good section, I have Eastwood and the Saint Quaintus, the domination variant. And then in Supreme, I have Cairo and Iberian Offensive. So, we kinda... Okay, we have Eastwood, somewhat. Both of us agree that it's in high. Iberian Offensive, it's high. St. Quintus is high. Where did you put Mirak Valley? Okay, we put Mirak Valley in the tolerable section, so we put in the middle. It's funny that you and me, Badlands and New Sobek City, either in the bad category or the dog shit category.
All right, let me kind of point that. Let me. This is probably, we'll get into this again into the whys a little bit later. The only reason why it's not in the dog shit category is because in fucking Escalation it actually has a decent airspace to it. So I was ranking these based off of. Yeah, it actually has a fair decent airspace to it in a jet.
Also,
it's not, again, I wasn't looking at this just as an infantry player or just as a tank player or just as this. This was kind of like, okay, let me look at all of the facets of this, and especially when it gets into Firestorm, there'll be a whole huge thing about that, because I'm like, okay, on some aspects, depending upon how you're playing this map fucking sucks, but in some aspects, depending upon how you're playing it, this map is actually pretty fucking awesome. So that's how my ranking system kind of went into it. I don't want anybody to be like, oh, I think this map is 100% dog shit. There's only one, and that's the one that I put in the dog shit category.
It's our personal rankings anyway, so...
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I did put Badlands and New Sobek City in dog shit category. Okay, so I don't think we have to argue that Badlands is just dog shit. No, like, it doesn't work. Okay. Okay, let me get it straight.
It's bad. It's just Badlands. The Badlands are Badlands.
It's not the worst map from all Battlefield games. It's not. It's not even close. But when it comes to this game, I just don't want to play on this map. Because this map it's just, compared to everything else in the game, it's bad. Badlands is just a...
No modes play well on
Conquest
it.
doesn't
no
work.
modes.
Escalation doesn't work. King of the Hill...
Rush is a nightmare.
Rush doesn't work. Breakthrough doesn't work. King of the Hill doesn't work. Dominations definitely doesn't work. So Even fucking Sabotage never worked. So,
No, even on Dom, it's not the best map
It's
either. I mean,
open.
it's Dom would kind of knock it up into bad category for me if I would look at it as just a Dom map, because the Dom map's not that bad, but still, it's just overall, I get where they were going for, but the execution of it was just, I'm not a fan of it. There's too many alleyways. It's almost like they tried making an open-ended locker. You know, if you follow me here for a second, okay? Locker and Metro had what? They had specific lanes that your ass had to go up and down because the buildings were in the way. Now, we've eliminated the building and the interiors. We've made this whole lane bullshit outside, and now it's you stick to the lanes or you get fragged by fucking armor and everything else that's up above surface and snipers and everything, or you stick to lanes and you deal with people that have SMGs and shotguns and twitch aim, and it's just a bad experience overall. I mean, and defenders constantly having the lower ground on all modes. That's dumb. That's a horrible decision. If the attackers can literally just sit on top of a hill and pick off every single defender on the lower flags, like in Rush and Breakthrough, like you can definitely do that shit. That's wrong. Like, that should have been the other way around, if anything. You make your attackers go uphill. You don't make your attackers go downhill. That's just silly. That's just silly. So I think what I would want to see as an experiment is take Rush and Breakthrough and just flip them 180 degrees. The last points are now the first points.
Oh, that
and
way.
You go the opposite direction. You go uphill instead of downhill. I think that would make that map just a little bit better, what little bit of uphill there is to that map. But it's like the uber opposite Liberation Peak, really, at the end of the day, if you think about it.
It's not even fun on Conquest, the most generic mode.
No.
Because what happens is you just basically fight for two locations, which is the B flag on the top or north of the map, and the C building. That's it. That's the only locations you fight on, and you can't really flank. You can't capture their home. Like, you could through the C flag and go to D, but it's not good. It's just not a good map. It just doesn't work. Hills everywhere and everything, and tanks camping all like at their bases, and it's just not a good map.
It's one of those maps that I just grit my teeth and just get through and deal with it.
If I don't get a tank on that map, I'm quitting. I'm literally quitting the server. I'm not playing.
Yeah,
that's fair if enough. I don't get a tank, I'm not playing on the server. Fuck that. I'm quitting. Okay, you know what? Let's go map by map. I think that's how we should do it. So new Sobek City. I put in a dog shit category. You put in a bad category.
I put it in a bad category mostly because the airspace is pretty decent to it as far as jet combat goes. Is it the best map in the world to be a jet pilot on? No.
Wait, there's jets on the map? On Sobek City?
An escalation?
No.
No, I'm getting my map. No, wait. No, I'm getting my maps mixed up.
It's the buildings that we camped on.
Right, the
towers.
Right, yeah, that's it.
That don't have fucking, for some reason, if you play escalation on New Sobek City, it doesn't have ziplines. For some reason. To go on top of the buildings.
I don't know.
But
to clear them out too, but yet you can have helicopters.
You can have helicopters and drop them.
Totally camp Charlie the entire match. Or Delta. Delta, that's it. Yeah, because we were doing that the other day, and we were like, oh, this is what everybody's doing. Oh, okay, ha ha ha. I think the only reason why I kind of kicked that up into bad is because, no, the helicopter airspace on it, it's not that bad. But just, it's not the best map. There's too much, the verticality to it kind of works against it because anybody who's holding those two construction towers pretty much just owns the fucking map.
Yep.
It's very easy to camp Delta and just hold that and point and just point sponge the entire match on it. Can it be salvaged? I think it could be if things were maybe a little bit more spaced apart. It feels like a map that should be bigger than what it is, to be honest with you. I don't feel like those two construction towers should have that much dominance over the entire map. Because you have shooting sights on every flag around you damn near up there. Regardless, I mean, LMGs. I posted up there with an LMG and was just knocking them down like crazy. Yeah, no, just Spread it out a little bit more. Maybe open that road up down towards the east a little bit more, where you have that road that runs straight from one home to the other. Open that up a little bit more. Maybe give the tanks a little bit more flat open area to kind of have a slugfest with, instead of just right up the middle of all of the fighting. No. The flow of no.
You know what?
Bad
The new Sobek City is literally being ruined by the air vehicles and the buildings. So my proposal will be how to fix this fucking map is let's remove the air vehicles, remove the zip lines, and don't let anyone go on top of any of the buildings. That way, maybe the map is somewhat tolerable. Because the buildings just like you're trying to capture Charlie, right, in the middle of the fucking map, and you have to look for 10 different. You look at 10 different directions. Yeah, on the top of the building, on the corner somewhere, behind the truck, on your left and right. Like, there's so many fucking angles that you can't cover, and it's just like, what the fuck I do? Like, sure, people say, oh, that's where you work as a team and everything, throw smokes, and they're like, sure, man, but
what's funny is those
they can be said about anything. Honestly.
That multi-angle I can get shot from anywhere factor is a lot of the reasons why a lot of the maps that I have in my tolerable section are just at tolerable. The reason why they're up in the tolerable area is because they're tolerable in the way that I can easily use that against somebody else. Sobek is in bad because it's very situational that we would ever have those situations where we could camp the tower out the way that we used to, the way that we did. You know, I'm not going to be able to do that with randoms. And if I do, it's going to be once in a blue moon. So that's why it's in bad for me instead of just being, up there with the rest of the tolerable ones for that reason. The tolerable ones are there for other reasons too. But again, it's mostly because some of the problems that are with those maps, I could flip that on its head and use it against my enemy easier than what I can with, so anyway.
Yeah. I just don't like Sobek City whatsoever. It doesn't play well, doesn't feel good. Just like too many angles, all that kind of stuff. I don't like it. Even King Domination or King of, oh my god, King of the Hill on this map, it's so fucking bad. So fucking bad. On the rotations of the maps, of the flag, doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, you would imagine, like, oh, okay, we'll flip around, right? So that would make sense gameplay-wise. No, we actually just going around in a fucking circle. I'm like, how the fuck that makes sense? If one team is controlling the middle flag, that's okay. They don't have to move. They just have to move a little back, like 10 meters back, and they have the flag again when it switches. Like, it does. It's so dumb. It's not a good map. The game was just like not fun. Just like, yeah, new Sobek City, but remove the air vehicles. And remove the access to the top of the rooftops, maybe it's okay map then. Maybe. That's my opinion. Like, I put in the dog shit category. Let's go move to the next map. Let's talk about, you know what? Let's talk about Operation Firestorm, because I put in the back category. You put in the supreme category. That's a big fucking difference of opinion.
It's a huge difference of opinion.
Okay, why did you put it in Supreme?
I put it in Supreme category mostly because a lot of the really good matches that I've had with that map, I'm in a jet. And that's no lie. That map is really fun to me because I can play it very easily in a stealth jet. Mountains are there. There's sunlight that I can use for cover. There's smoke that I can use for cover. It's a very fun map in order to be able to just play hunt and chase with jets and other aircraft and other vehicles on the ground. As a pilot. Now, that being said, as a long-range infantry player, I'm not the biggest fan of it. As a tank player or an IFV player, it's all right. As your usual boots-on-the-ground infantryman, like I'm running support or assault or something, I'm not the biggest fan of it. Mainly because the verticality of it plays against you hardcore if the enemy gets enough snipers up there. But that's always been a problem with Firestorm. They gave us ways in order to clear it out over the years. So that's not that big of a major complaint. But the big problem is like a couple of other maps, especially in Escalation, when it gets down to the last segment, everybody's just got one set of tanks parked on one flag and one set of tanks parked on the other flag, and we're all just doing this shit. So And again, me as an air player, that's
for the audio listeners. He basically saying taking pot shots at each other.
they're basically just taking pot shots at each other. Yeah, and that's what the match boils down to. But again, I emphasize the reason why I put it into Supreme is because it's just that damned good of an air arena for a theater of war, and it's that damned good of a map in order to have some serious fun playing jets if you're a jet player. If I take that out of the equation, I would easily put it in the tolerable category. So we'll just...
Fair enough. I put it in the bad category because I don't think it's really... Okay. The thing with Firestorm. The reason... Okay, I got very excited knowing that Firestorm is coming back for Battlefield 6, but that's because mostly of nostalgia. Nostalgia, for nothing else. I never really enjoyed Firestorm in Battlefield 3. I never really enjoyed it in Battlefield 4. Okay, kind of liked it in Battlefield 4, mostly because of the aesthetic. In Battlefield 6, if you're not in a tank, it's not a fun map, honestly. It's not really fun. Unless you play Engineer and literally just trying to hunt vehicles, Escalation or Conquest, it's not a really fun map to play as infantry. It's really not. And also, it's annoying, like, if you play in the infantry, you know someone's going to be on the rooftop of one of the buildings capping the flag. You know someone's going to put a fucking spawn beacon there, and have to go on the roof and make sure that they don't camp there anymore. Like, there's so many, like, erratic spots that you have to deal with, and playing infantry it's not that fun anymore. It kind of becomes like a chore to make sure that your enemy players are not camping or hugging your home flag all the time.
Let's be realistic. The only thing that you're doing as infantry in Firestorm, or you should be doing as infantry in Firestorm, is capping flags and supporting vehicles. That's it. That's really all there is to do.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Like,
capping and if you're a sniper, you should be picking off RPGs instead of other snipers. I mean, other snipers if you've got nobody else popping off RPGs. But the RPG spam in itself is a fucking whole other problem. That being said,
although I have to agree that fighting for the D flag on escalation, the middle flag, is kind of fun.
Yeah, that's the most fun I ever have in infantry. But as far as like Foxtrot and Alpha,
no,
fuck no, they're boring. No. I grabbed those flags at the beginning of the match and I never go back.
So I like the fact you put in Supreme, I put in it, but I would be negative about it. And you put in Supreme, I put in bad. It's just like I don't enjoy that unless I'm in a tank.
Right, but you don't fly. You don't fly anything. You're a passenger, if that. So that, like I said, I want to emphasize that. That is the only reason why I put it up there that much. And I mean, I've got clips and clips for days of me just wrecking shit in a jet. I have helped turn matches with playing with you guys because you guys have spot ground targets, or you're lasing, or you're doing shit that helps me out in the air. We've had that in the past already. So that's why I put that up there. If, like I said, if I took the air-to-air combat that I enjoy so much in that map out of the equation, it would be a hard flirt between bad and tolerable, because that's always what it's been with Firestorm for me.
Fair enough. But yeah, but for me, it's really hard to enjoy Firestorm that much. Okay, next map. Let's talk about... You know what? Mirak Valley. Mirak Valley. I put in a tolerable section. You also put in a tolerable section.
I'm sure it's tolerable for the exact same reasons. I mean...
So the thing with Mirak Valley. I was glazing this map when Battlefield 6 came out. I was a fan of this map. Mostly because I was a tank driver, but at the same time, it was actually pretty okay as an infantry. Like, because there was cover, you can move around and so on. It wasn't that bad. It's actually one of the best maps in Battlefield 6. If I had to be generous, yeah, I will put in a good category, Mirak. But after playing Mirak Valley a bit more, was it 2 months after the game's release almost? After playing Mirak Valley a bit more, I don't think it's that fun as infantry, especially when you play in escalation. When you play escalation, on Conquest, it's okay. It's fine. It still does the same purpose. You still can fight for the middle flags. You can go for the C flag or D flag. For the D flag on the edge of the bottom of the map, or north. Yeah, bottom is the bottom. Yeah, it's still fun as infantry in fighting. You know, between those like open fields, like semi-open fields. It's kind of fun, but when you play escalation, for example, and you only have 3 flags, it just becomes like a vehicle camp fest. It's just vehicles taking pot shots, and if you control the flags and you have all your vehicles, the enemy vehicles cannot push whatsoever.
It's game over.
It's game fucking over. All you have to do is break up some engineers and just repair the tanks, and that's it. Keep the tanks alive and let just keep shooting. They can't move out their fucking spawn because you have all the flags, right? They can't move, and you have all your vehicles. Just keep fucking raining hell on them, and they can't move because sure, you could try to flank, but you couldn't because the location's a bit too open. But that's escalation. On Conquest, it's actually pretty okay. I think it's enough space. Okay, I don't fly vehicles, but from what I've seen, it's really fun for jets on that map. From what I've seen.
Well, I will touch on that.
Okay, do that. Do that.
So
then,
I know there's some people who's gonna sit there and be like, "Well, you're glazing over Firestorm because it has such great air-to-air combat and air-to-ground combat. Well, why is Marlock in the tolerable area?" Well, my dear listener, allow me to explain to you why. You can now fly low and slow over the airstrip and resupply your jet and heal it and shit now. And I use that. I utilize that a lot. On Marlock, it is a pain in the ass in order to hit that. It's also, I've noticed, and I think I still have a clip. I think I have a clip of it. The hit boxes for like the broken down electrical masts and shit that litter the battlefield, those are very inconsistent and very jank. Because I've got it on footage, where I have clearly flown over one of these things in a very tight way and somehow hit it and died. That's why that map is intolerable for me. What would fix this is those masts get their hit boxes tightened up a lot so that tight maneuvering in and around them, especially when you have to use the airstrip as packs. Yes, because you have the Su-35. It's a pain in the ass to hit that airstrip because you still you have to fly in and around all the damned aerial the electrical towers. Either those need to go, or the airstrip needs to move, or where the resupply point needs to move, and on top of it, the airspace itself. Hot point, it needs to be bigger. Just a little bit as far as the outer diameter of the whole area goes. Reason being is, again, I glaze Firestorm because of the fact that it's mountains. It has cover. You can actually utilize the mountains to your advantage and dodge missiles and missile locks and all this other stuff. Marlock doesn't have that. There is no cover to dodge locks on that fucking map.
It's just side note about Firestorm. Just remembered, I hate how people camp the fucking mountain. Like it's been bad in Battlefield 3 and 4, but in this game,
it's worse. It's so much worse.
People camp with fucking tanks and vehicles. Like they're not doing anything. I mean, sure, like they're not sure casuals and whatever, but they're not doing anything.
We're racking up kills, bro.
They're not even getting kills. That's the fun. Like they just camp there. Like okay.
No. I mean, unless they're the AA. If they're the AA, then they're getting kills because they're up at an altitude where I can't use the height in order to get away from missile locks. But the AA is it's fucking.
But yeah, Mirak Valley. Speaking of Mirak Valley, as a tank driver, on the NATO side, it's a difficult thing to get out of your base because on the PAC side, you have an open field of nothing to go to your first objective. On Mirak Valley, you have fucking debris, destroyed buildings, fucking Ukraine simulator location. It's just like you need to navigate through all that to go to the first base, and that kind of slows you down compared to PACs already capturing the F flag, and you're just still trying to go to your A flag. On the NATO side, it's kind of unbalanced regarding that. But overall, it's a good map. It's still a good map, but it's not perfect. That's why I put in a tolerable section. It's I don't hate playing on this map, but it does irritate me in certain bits with like certain locations or certain game modes, especially escalation. Escalation doesn't work on this map, that's for sure. Okay, next map. I put, for example, Manhattan Bridge in bad. You put in tolerable.
Most modes I find tolerable.
Fair enough.
That's the one that for a hot minute there you could get up on top of the bridge and completely ruin a fucking rush game or an escalation game. So yeah, that's why it's tolerable. I don't play either of those modes on that map anymore because of that shit. I don't even
Which
know if
modes?
they fixed that or Russian Breakthrough. I won't play those modes anymore because of that bridge. Unless they fix that finally once and done. I remember them saying they fixed that, but I don't think they have.
Someone found some new exploits. That's why.
Of course.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
So, but as far as other modes go, the map's pretty meh. It's not a great map. It's not the best map. It's not the worst map. I do find Charlie flag to be one of the most annoying flags in the entire game when you don't have it and everybody wants to corral on it, but at the same time, a mortar and a drone can fix that problem, or a chopper and a competent gunner, a chopper pilot with a competent gunner could fix those problems. The one thing I don't like about that map is the fact of how damned easy it is for an attack chopper pilot in order to just go all the way up to the top of its skybox and I'm going to flip over to gunner seat and just blast everything on the ground from long distance. And nobody can shoot me down type shit. That needs to be fucking fixed. I'm sorry. I know this is going to be a hot take, and I say this even as somebody who flies the attack chopper. I think it's time we get rid of the ability to switch seats in that bitch. If you want to switch seat, you want a gun in the attack chopper, then you need to get the fuck out, have another pilot in there, and then get your ass in the seat, is what I think it ought to be for that thing from now on. Because that exploit, it's as old as time, and it's gotten even more annoying as time has gone on. And I think it's time that we just stop that shit.
Yeah, I kind of have to agree. I mean,
I know somebody's going to sit there and go, well, what's going to stop him from just being in the pilot seat and flying all the way in the back and letting the gunner do it?
I'm expecting good pilot players telling us, well, that's a skill issue or a skill gap. And also, I get
it's not. It's not. If you are literally out of the range of any ground-based missile system or lock-on or any ability in order to hit you, that's not a skill issue. That is literally using the limits of the game against the other people, and that's
I think the
right.
problem is because it's been such a thing. Like, this has been a thing since God knows when.
I remember being a thing since Battlefield 3, so I mean, it's probably
so
gone on longer than that.
Yeah, more than a decade thing, right? So people kind of expect that to be a thing now, but God forbid if DICE tries to change something, or Battlefield Studios change something, and then people are gonna scream that's like, oh, it's expected. But regarding, Manhattan Bridge, the reason I put in bad, because I originally, when the game came out, I would put this map on in good section. When the game came out, I would put this in the good section. But after playing Escalation and Conquest for a while, and I did play Breakthrough and Rush on it. Breakthrough and Rush, even without the bridge exploit, I don't think works really well. The first section is fine. The first section is really fun. Second section, somewhat okay. But the third section is fucking horrible. But the reason I don't enjoy this map that much after playing for a while, it's just because it just kind of becomes, I don't know how to describe it. People fighting for the same spots all the time. It's always the same righty spots. The same the people camping the C flag, on top of the whole rooftop, just camping non-stop.
It's a routine map.
Yeah, exactly. It's a routine map. There's nothing different about it. It's fine if it's a competitive match, but it's not a competitive match. It's a normal 64-player match server. It's just very routine. Everything's the same. Everything repeats. People camp in the same spot. People camp in the same righty spots. The D flag is always, going through the tunnels and everything. It's the same fucking outcome. It's just the only thing that changes a little bit, maybe. It's if you win the gunfight, basically. But at the end of the day, I haven't seen, and I'm not advocating for steamrolls, but matches always end the same way. It doesn't matter who wins though, but it always feels the same. Fighting for the same locations, the players moving to other flags through the same locations and everything. It's just it just doesn't feel like, I understand you kind of need predictability in your gameplay. Yeah, of course, but this is just too predictable, too routine-y, and I'm this is kind of just boring, Also, some certain locations, for example, the C flag, the middle flag, sorry, not the C flag, the D flag. the middle of the map flag. If you're at the south of it, not south, sorry, north of it, you're gonna get shot by people camping on the C flag. Everyone camping the C flag are looking directly at D, and if you just speak for a second, everyone's gonna fucking lit you up like a fucking Christmas tree. So fucking bad. So fucking bad. Also, I know me and Abe were talking about it on the podcast at one point, a couple episodes ago. We were talking about like that you don't know which doors can be used, which annoys the shit out of me. There's nothing on the
rooms that go nowhere, doors that go nowhere. Yeah.
Yeah. They literally need indicate or put some shit in front of the door saying you cannot use this door. But I'm trying to run, even though I know the map by now, like I already know by heart, I still get confused sometimes. Like, oh, I'm gonna run through this door. Like, oh wait, I can't. So they don't have any visual notification, like physical thing telling me that I can't use this door. That gets confusing. And distraction.
And the worst part about it is the fucking windows are transparent too.
Oh yeah.
So you run up to that shit thinking you could get through, but I don't want to hang on this forever because it's already been. But it's that map it could be better if they wanted you to have it going through the more verticality of it. Then okay, fine, I would go. Then why the hell are we limited to only 2 floors? Why can't we take staircases to the roofs of a lot of these buildings to solve a lot of the verticality problems that happen in these maps? Because if you think about it, unless you have access to a helicopter, Charlie is the highest point. I mean, if you want to be skeezy about it, the bridge is. But Charlie's always the highest point. So you're always going to be shooting up from it or getting shot down from it. So why couldn't it be that, some of these brick house buildings that go up, these numbers of fucking floors that are there, why is it I can only go to the 2nd floor if I'm lucky? Why is there not a stairway? Even if that's all there is just a stairway that just loops around and goes up to the fucking roof. You don't have to code in an elevator.
Yeah, there's only zip lines, yeah.
Or zip line. Give me a broken elevator shaft with a zip line in it. You guys have done that plenty of times in plenty of other maps, and it works fine.
For that flag, you definitely need something that goes inside, from the inside of the building, because only the way you can access the C flag is through outside zip lines. That's the only way you can access.
Right, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah. But yeah, like I just to ending on this map, Manhattan Bridge, I think it's too predictable, too routine-y, and it's just kind of like same shit every match. Doesn't matter who wins or who loses, it doesn't matter. It feels the same. Like, I understand it's an urban map, and also the destruction is kind of pointless. I'd rather not I'd rather not have the buildings be destructible just to save performance or something like that. Because the point of destruction is...
I don't know about that one, man, because I use the building destructibility a lot against people who like to just camp in the windows endlessly. Like, if you're somebody who sticks and moves out of the window, you're fine in my book. But if you're going to camp there in an LMG and just mag dump and just rack up like 20-plus kills because you've got a fucking the perfect choke point that everybody runs through, I'm blowing that wall out and knocking you to the floor.
Oh my god, I just remembered something. So, okay, just gonna end this on this one. So if you're playing that as a tank, Escalation, for example, or Conquest, and you're trying to capture your home flag, because then you capture the home flag, you cannot push and capture the flag, because they spawn literally behind you. The spawn points on the A flag are just so fucking dumb. They spawn behind you. And because it's just a crossway, basically, like, a straight line and left or right, they can spawn behind you. There's fucking rooms and everything around the flag. You don't know where they're gonna come from. You can't push. You need like 10 people, 5 people, just to clear the fuck every single room to make sure they don't fucking spawn there anymore. You can't capture it it's just too chaotic, just too unpredictable. It's like also mines and everything, just like you can't. As a tank driver, you can't. It's just insanity. It's just suicide. But yeah, I don't like this map. I used to like it, but now I just like put it in a bad category, even though it was a good category when the game came out. So that's kind of disappointing.
I know there's a lot of these maps where we're like, these were great at the beginning, and it's kind of like, yeah, they haven't really grown on us as much as they've just grown old.
Maybe.
So anyway, I'm gonna let you chit chat about one of your tolerable ones real quick. I do have to run to the bathroom. Excuse me.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, let's talk about my tolerable ones. You other New York map, Empire State. So it's the beta map. We all played the beta map. The beta map, okay, the Empire State is, it's not bad. It has a good flow. The flags are nicely positioned from each other. There's some distance to it and all that kind of stuff. It's a nice, good infantry map. All the flags are somewhat fun to fight in because they're really unique from each other. So you fight inside the building with the B flag, like with the construction area. Then you fight in a basketball court. Then you fight on top of the balcony. Then you fight in a garage. Like and then you fight, under the bridge. It has some unique fighting locations. I do like Empire State regarding that. But when it comes to Empire, and also it kind of works on smaller maps like Domination or King of the Hill. It kind of works on those maps. Actually, even Breakthrough Rush is actually not too bad. Rush is not good. Breakthrough is actually pretty okay. But Rush is not that good. But Conquest and Escalation, actually wait, did I even play the Escalation on that map? Speaking of, did I? I don't think I ever played Escalation on Empire State. Speaking of, is it even in rotation? Yeah, I actually don't remember. Okay, so Empire State. It's a good infantry map. But what it suffers from is the visibility. And it just clutter everywhere. Just like shit you don't... And the spawn points on certain flags, you can kind of predict what they're gonna spawn and all that kind of stuff. But it just gets really unpredictable sometimes on certain flags. But the visibility on this map, oh my god, it's so fucking bad. The visibility on this fucking map is so really bad. Like cars, terrorists, then the trash, all that kind of stuff. So we're talking about Empire State, right? I think it's a good infantry map, but it suffers from visibility issues really badly, and certain locations are just so cluttered with shit that I don't know what the enemy is, I don't know where they're gonna come from, and that's annoying. But overall, it's not a bad map. It kind of works on all the game modes, majority of them. Rush doesn't work, but everything else is kind of okay. What's your opinion about Empire State?
I kind of get behind that. I mean, Empire's not. It's all right. I mean, its problems are balanced out so well by what's good about it, and I'm sure you pointed out just about everything all right on because from what I heard when I did get back in, you and I pretty much have almost the same opinion on this. It's all right. It's just it's like a meal that you've had enough. That it's just a safe meal, it's all right, you can deal with it. It does what it needs to do, get you through the match, and then off you go. It's bland to me. It has a good flow.
Fair. The flow of the map is really good, I think. Because like I said, the flags are very unique, interesting places to fight for. Because like I said, there's a basketball court, there's a construction area, there's a garage, there's a balcony, there's under the bridge. It has unique fighting spots, which I like.
And in Escalation, and in game modes like Rush and
I don't think I'll play with Escalation on this map.
No, I don't think it has Escalation.
Okay, that would explain it. Because I don't remember playing it.
Yeah, no, I don't think it has Escalation.
But
it is a very good. I know I've played a lot of Rush on it, and I know I've played a lot of Breakthrough on that map.
I did say Breakthrough is better than Rush on this map.
Even though they're damn near the exact same fucking points, which is funny.
No. Breakthrough, you're going from the river. No, not the river area. Is it the river area? I don't know. From the opposite. Rush, you're playing from the NATO side, and Breakthrough, you're playing from the PAC side, I think. But I know that you coming from the other side of the map.
The flow with which you go is different, but I'm pretty sure the POIs are the same. Or if not very close to one another, so they play not roughly the same, but they're still. It's a good map for those modes, is what I'm basically trying to get at, and for the other modes, it's kind of just So that's why it's not good to me. It's just tolerable, and it's also again it's one of those things where it's just I'm failing to draw anything that makes that map stand out to me too.
Yeah, fair. I mean, it's just okay map. Just nothing special. I do want to how the winter update, the winter version of this map will feel. I know it's just a visual update. I know it's just just cosmetic, basically, just a different skin of the map. The map will play the same, but it does make a difference how the map feels. It does make a difference. Like the visuals do make a. So hey, I did complain about the visibility of this map. If it's a winter map, maybe the visibility is gonna be much better. And maybe I was like, oh, maybe this from tolerable maybe goes to good.
I feel like it would be one of those maps that would maybe benefit from maybe a night mode treatment.
You know what? With the shit visibility, might as well.
I feel like that's what would make this map just kind of pop a little bit better, because to me, and this is what's weird about it, it just blends in so much with the other New York map. I get the two of them mixed up so much, and 99% of the shit that I want to think of and talk about, it's fucking Manhattan Bridge. It's not this one. It's the other. It's. I'm getting them. That's why another reason why it's like so fucking bland for me, and I think that's why I threw both the New York maps into tolerable, because it's just like they're so meh. I can't tell them apart.
Okay, question. Do you prefer Manhattan Bridge or Empire State? If you have to play one, I pick Empire State.
Yeah, I think I would too. I mean, Manhattan Bridge again, but Empire State, I think that's a limited mode map though. I don't think I've ever played Conquest on that map. I don't think I've ever played.
Well, Empire State, you did. It's the beta map.
See, again, like those two New York maps are so fucking bland. I can't tell them apart.
All right, fair enough.
Fucking help me, Tom.
Okay, moving on. Now we're in a good section, I think. Right? Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Now we're in the good. We've kind of gone through the tolerables. You've got one in good that I've got in tolerable, and it's pretty much going to be the exact same thing for me. It's still kind of just the Cheerios of the maps. I don't find much that stand out to me on it, so I'll let you glaze over that one, and we'll just ignore why I put it in tolerable. Okay.
The Saints coins, right? Yeah. Okay. Let's talk. Yeah, the Saints coins. So okay, Saints coins is basically Iberian Offensive, but infantry version of it. And you know what? It's a domination / King of the Hill version of the map. That's the only. There's no conquest. There's no escalation. It's the small modes map. And you know what? It's the best small infantry map in the game. That's why I put it in a good section. Because it just as an infantry map. Yeah, it works. Domination works. The King of the Hill works. It's kind of fun. It's really predictable where the enemies will come from, but it's still loads of space to do well and do some flanky. Do some flanks and everything. There's still enough space. It's like the best way I can describe it is probably like if Call of Duty decide to make a Battlefield map, this will be it. Which is I think it's a compliment. If Call of Duty decide to make a map, and in a Battlefield game, this will be it. And it's a good thing. This feels like a really good infantry map that you don't get too frustrated. It's easily to understand what the players are. It's easy to fight on. Like it just works. And the objectives are like not too difficult to fight for either. Like they're predictable and everything. But in good predictable. It's not like I had a bridge that basically routine. But this is a different type of routine that makes it just a bit more fun. What's your opinion about
it? It sits in the tolerable category for me because, again, it's one of those maps that does its job. It does its job well, and it's of the philosophy of if you do something so well, people wouldn't notice you've done anything good at all. And that's what that map is to me. It does its job so well, it doesn't stick out to me, so I tolerate it and it's tolerable for this reason. I don't really play small infantry map modes that often anyway, so it doesn't really stand out to me either. But when I did play it, I don't remember having any complaints about it. So it's not bad. Not bad. Not good. Tolerable because it's there when I just happen to be on these modes.
Yep. Fair enough. So that's Saints Quaint. Alright, let's move to the last 4. So, Liberation Peak. I put it in the tolerable section. You put it in the good section. How so?
Air combat.
Fair. Anything else?
It's one of those maps that just pushes it up over tolerable for me because of the air combat associated with that map. I think what is it, Charlie Flag, the one that nestles there in the valley there. It's a fun bombing run, but it's not a fun infantry run. So there's fun to be had on that map depending upon what your role is and what you're doing. Obviously, if you're a sniper, you're going to have a grand old damn time if you're PAX. But I don't... That's all that sticks out to me as far as that map goes. So that's why it sits in good for me, is because, again, the air combat, the air-to-air combat is good. The theater of war for jets and air combat is relatively nice. There's a fair amount of cover as far as mountainous areas go, low flying areas where you can just blitz and get out of a lock. The tree coverage isn't half bad. It's not half bad in order to get to the resupply points, so that's why I kind of bump it up. Same reason as it was, like I said, why Firestorm is up as high as it is for me. It's the jet combat that makes it stand out to me and why I say it's good.
Fair enough. I put in a tolerable section because it's not a bad map. I don't mind the mountain in the middle that sometimes people camp, which annoying, but that's okay. That's fine. It's actually not too bad. It's fine. Visually, it looks good. Visually, it gives me Medal of Honor Warfighters, Medal of Honor vibes, and so on. That's good. In Conquest, it's kind of shit in a sense. If you're playing PAX, it's shit. If you're playing NATO, it's perfect, because with PAX, the players, like the enemy players, they can flank you and capture your home flags easy. While if you're NATO, wait, I'm confusing. So if you're playing against,
say you're getting it ass backwards because PAX always has the mountain.
Okay. If you want to capture PAX home flags, it's much easier to do it than capture NATO's home flag, because the NATO's home flag is basically just a couple of houses in the middle of nowhere, an open field of just looking at all the directions of the flags. But if you're trying to capture a PAX flag, you have a much easier time because there's more cover, and PAX has a big fucking mountain that one of the flags is literally on the mountain in a base. It's a military base with sandbags and tunnels and all that kind of stuff. It's so much easier to capture that and fight in there and harass your enemy than PAX trying to capture the NATO one, because NATO one...
That map really favors PAX as a defensive more so than anything else, but I mean, it fits with the lore that's supposed to be surrounding that map.
Oh, it also... Okay, on Rush, Breakthrough, fantastic. I think it's really good on Rush. I think it's good on Breakthrough. Okay, Breakthrough, maybe not Breakthrough, but Rush on Liberation Peak, amazing. Liberation,
great map.
Yeah,
it is a great map on Rush.
It's an amazing map on Rush. Fucking amazing. I love it. Liberation Peak is a highlight when it comes to Rush in Battlefield 6. Escalation is actually pretty okay, even though it gets really hectic in the middle of the flags, but it's actually pretty okay. And you can actually flank around the flags, which is good, because you can use the mountain for the flanking, which is great. Conquest is like hit and miss. Depends what kind of team you have. I did see in some players, I did participate in some matches where it was just a steamroll. We just steamrolled them to oblivion. It's like they had no chance to get out. So, but it happens sometimes. It's okay. I like mostly what puts me in tolerable sections because Russia is really good. Conquest is okay. Escalation is okay. King of the Hill nomination, it's actually not too bad. Which is fine. It's not the greatest, but it's not too bad. But it gets a bit annoying in certain places. But it's okay. I put in a tolerable. You put in good, but mostly because you're flying vehicles, so air vehicles. So that makes a huge difference. As a tank driver, for me, it's just fine. It's okay. It's nothing special, but it's not bad. I can play it and don't hate my time, playing it. So that's.
I'm not writing home about it either way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right, let's go with the last three maps. You put Iberian Offensive in good section. I put Iberian Offensive in Supreme.
Because there's no air combat.
Okay, well, it's an infantry focus map.
It is, and I find it to be a very good infantry map. It works as a very good infantry map. It's a nice labyrinth of channels and passageways and ways in order to use verticality against your opponent. The buildings are able to be camped and defended, as well as being opened up enough so that isn't a problem anymore. Granted, the spaces that you're allowed to occupy very limited, but you can still have fun as an LAV driver on that map. And it's one of those maps that I find very hard in order to draw up like really harsh criticisms about. And I think the one big harsh criticism actually that I could throw about this map is the fucking spawn points. That's one of the worst things about this map, but it's not that worse. It's not that bad of an issue that I would say it drags the rating down. Now, if things were a little bit more opened up around like the outer lower part of the city, and there was like a field and a little bit more open areas, and you spaced the flags out a little bit more, and you could incorporate some jet combat in there, I think it would be a fucking great map. But that's me. That would be toying with the core concept of that map, which I don't want to do. So I would say just leave it alone. Let it as it is. It's a good map.
I put Supreme Section because I think it's a really good map. It's a really good infantry map, and it's not only infantry. Do you have LEV? The LEV is fighting and everything.
Right.
When the game came out, I would put this map in a good category, but I personally think the map really grew on me. It kind of became really good as an infantry map. I think if all right, because I always think of this: would I want this map in some other Battlefield game? Would I want this in Battlefield 4? Would I want this in Battlefield 3? And I would say, yeah, I will want this map in those games because it's a fun infantry map, and all classes kind of can work here too. Because I mean, sure, we're talking you have open weapon classes, all that kind of stuff, but you can play these. All the classes can be very viable in this this map because assault can do assault, engineer can destroy vehicles and all that kind of stuff. Support just perfect because hey, you need health, ammo, you're perfect. Support galore, and
It's a
of course,
great map in order to rack up revives.
yeah, true. And recon, you can like easily spot, you can flank, and all that kind of stuff. It can be sneaky. You can put a sneaky drone somewhere. I think it's a really fantastic infantry.
If you want to be a menace and echo with a shotgun and turn it into a damned shoot house, I've done that and had a lot of fun with that. Literally just ran around inside with a silent shotgun, and anybody who dared come into my house got immediately evicted. It's a very fun map. It's very fun. I personally really love, like, people, for example, bitch like, oh, Russian doesn't work on Iberian Offensive. You know what? Just because it's so small and it's so unique from all the different maps, it kind of makes it more fun. Because it's something else. It's not a typical Battlefield map, typical Rush map. It kind of works, you're fighting inside buildings, which is different. And then the area to cross to the next Armcom is not that far either. Okay, Gibraltar is a small country, and this kind of sells the idea. It's like, yeah, this is Gibraltar. This is a very small country, and every inch matters when it comes to like fighting for objectives. So it kind of makes sense. That's kind of cool. I personally think Iberian Offensive is really fun. And all the flags are somewhat... Okay, I won't say that they're not unique, but they're unique enough for them to be like fight for different, there's a different type of gunfight. When you're fighting for the flag, for the open field where the AA missiles are, like, it's a bit more open. They spawn next to the, stairs, whatever. So it's a bit open. Vehicles can be a bit more dominant there. Then you have the C flag, of course. It's just a shoot house, literally just inside the buildings fighting, nothing else. The E flag, it's like somewhat more open, but it's still kind of like easy to fight. And of course the A flag, which is like has the trees and the little housey, little park area. It's fun. Oh, the B flag is really fun to fight because it has like second story, like you can have like Overwatch and all that kind of stuff, but it's not like it's
cheesy. If you know there's a player there, you can destroy them with rockets and just destroy all the cover. Like, when it comes to destruction really works on Iberian Offensive. It just works to a T. I think destruction makes sense on this map, unlike not Empire State, Manhattan Bridge. It makes more sense in Iberian Offensive because cover, like, destruction kind of has a purpose here, while it doesn't really have purpose on Manhattan Bridge. It's there for the sake of a show, oh, cover is going down, like all the buildings get destroyed, oh, look at that. Well, here it makes sense. If you want to destroy a wall, to have a site where the enemy is and destroy that cover so they then can cover Bravo. Fantastic. Just do
in
that.
Manhattan, if a sniper is hanging on the edge of that wall and you want to send an RPG up at that and knock the ground out from underneath them, it is viable on Charlie. So that's kind of where I disagree with you on that front.
They'll just move.
Well,
Just think
not
a good
always.
sniper will not camp there. Just like they will move a little
Not
bit.
always. Not always.
Well, if you're playing with like shit
Anyway.
players, that's a different story. But yeah, I personally think Iberian Offensive.
That's a whole nother episode in of itself.
Yeah. Iberian Offensive is a really good, fantastic map with clear design, clear choices, and it's actually like everything on this map makes sense from a design point of view. I think it's a really good infantry-focused battlefield map, in my opinion. I think it's good. Also vehicles. Also, the LEV is actually not too bad. LEV is actually really useful on this map. So when you need like that extra firepower to push on the flag, you can use the LEV.
It can't get everywhere, but where it can get, it is quite effective as long as you know what you're doing. Yeah, I agree with you.
Exactly.
It's yeah. And moving on.
Okay, last two maps. Let's go Eastwood. I put Eastwood in the good category. You put in the supreme category. I think. Okay, I love Eastwood. I really like
I
Eastwood.
adore that map.
But I think it would be bad without air vehicles, in my opinion.
I disagree and counter that with I think it needs fucking jets.
I mean,
If you really want to get, no. Because if you give me jets, I can remove that helicopter for you. I can remove any helicopter
you know what?
for you.
Remove the helis, add jets. Maybe then. My
Then
opinion.
what am I going to shoot at besides other jets?
Well,
I need other things to shoot while I'm waiting for my opponent jet player to spawn.
I don't know.
I get what you're getting at. I mean, the helicopters do make it kind of annoying, but it's kind of one of those same reasons where, like, what was it, Marlik? We were mentioning the same problem. You know, it's they made it so that that helicopter can be a god because the ability to dispose of it is kind of limited. It's got a low flight ceiling to begin with, but the problem being is there's so much shit on the ground that the helicopter can hide itself. Like, you can go down to that golf course and be under radar level and never get a lock on you at all, ever, period. And good pilots will exploit that. I do it. What I think would make that better would be is, again, open up theater of war a little bit more and let us at least have attack jets.
don't they
Not
have,
necessarily...
Does
what?
he have attack jets?
No, there's no jets on
Eastwood.
that map at all.
Oh, sorry, attack jets. Sorry, my bad. I was thinking of helicopter for some reason. my bad.
There's helicopters on that fucking map, but there's no
yeah,
jets.
my bad.
I think that would be the coup de grace that would set that map off and solve the problem that a lot of people complain about as far as the helicopters go, because now there is definitely no excuse to not be able to take that helicopter out. Same thing with Manhattan. Give me a jet in that fucking map too. I will solve the camping helicopter at sky height problem myself. Give me a jet. Give me the ability to fly jets. Let me fly a jet through fucking Manhattan. Let me screech that bitch up the fucking boulevard in a slice as fast as I can go. Let me do it. Just let me do it, guys. So that would fix that. That's I feel like that would set that map off and just make it perfect, in my opinion.
You know what? Actually, the reason it's not in the Supreme section for me, well, one, the air vehicles, I don't think they work on this map. And two, escalation is so fucking like the last stage of escalation is so fucking bad. Just tanks camping on AA and tanks on fucking hills on each other, just taking pot shots, not doing anything, while infantry is fighting for those 3 flags in those buildings, in one building basically. And like, I don't think it works. Just the last stages, the flags need to spread out a bit more. They really need to be spread out, because it's just too close, and it just kind of just defeats the purpose, the idea behind it, you know. Because at the end of the day, like, if you have a good team, if you have a good squad and everything, your primary objective in escalation on Eastwood is basically control the middle flags. The rest doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter. Like,
You control that mansion, you control the map.
Even if they score the point, that's fine. You can lose 2 points. You lose 2 points. Just control the middle of the flag, the middle area. Just don't make sure they don't get those middle flags. You'll win the game 3-2. That's how important the fighting for the middle is. Everything else is just a facade, basically. But when it comes to Breakthrough, I kind of liked it in Breakthrough, because you're going through the streets, like the residential area, then you go to the golf area, then you have something else on the last stage. But like,
it moves you through everything that map has to offer.
Kind of worked, yeah. So it works well on Conquest, I think. I think it's a really good map. It offers infantry gameplay. It offers good vehicle gameplay. Sure, some people say
beautifully designed. It's well laid out. There's not. I mean,
well laid out. Looks nice.
You can demolish every fucking house on that map if you wanted to, including the mansion. I mean, not completely the mansion, but you can tear that thing down quite a hefty bit. I think they knocked it out of the park with it. Like I said, the only thing that would set it off even more and solve some of the problems that people have with it, give me the ability to have jets, bro. Escalation, our problem is that they're sitting in the back camping in armor. Give me the ability to knock it out. Give me a jet. Let me go on a fucking JDAM run. Let me solve this problem. And it would make these maps infinitely better. My opinion on a lot of these maps would change if you gave me some air-to-ground and air-to-air combat with planes where I could affect some of these problems a lot better. So yeah. I'll die on that soapbox if I have to.
Yeah, I love playing. Oh, I did play Domination on Eastwood. Nah, I mean, it's okay. It's okay. Because it's the middle of the map area. It's that one golf area, the club. It's fine. It's nothing special. It's not bad, but it's not good either. It's just okay. Also,
that
because you can
map peaks in Conquest and Escalation.
Yeah. Okay, moving on. The last map, I put Siege of Cairo. I put it in Supreme. You put it in good. The reason I think it's Supreme, originally it was tolerable originally, but after you learn how the map flows, how all the locations of the little rooms and everything, how the flag positions are, all that kind of stuff, you kind of learn how the map flows. It kind of becomes really good with time. It aged really well with me, and I think it's a really good, even as a breakthrough map, I think it's actually really good. Conquest and Escalation both work really well. I have no problem with any of the modes. Even King of the Hill is actually not too bad. Domination is pretty okay, and I think it's a really good map, well designed, has loads of flanking routes, loads of ways you can approach an objective. But if you want to look for enemies, you can go find them really easily, and it's not hard to flank them. It's not hard to fight head on. I think the tanks maybe should not be on this map. LEVs should be the only thing. But at the same time, tanks do kind of work well on this map. At the same time, sure, it's a bit claustrophobic for tank drivers. I get that.
As far as vehicles go, I think the biggest problem that this map has as far as vehicles go is not the fact that they exist, but just how incredibly damned easy it is to get mine trapped on that map.
It's not even that. You go around because it's so easy to flank the tank or the LEV behind.
Right, you have a lot of cover and a lot of options at your disposal that
loads
the
of ways
armor
to run
just
away
can't
and so
blow
on,
out and solve themselves. Yeah, too. So that kind of makes it a little bit detrimental, and I think that's one of the reasons why I don't think it's a perfectly great good map. I think it's just a regular old good map because it does infantry combat very well. The vehicle combat is there. It's not perfect.
It's
could be
the
substantially
vehicle
better.
combat is lacking, yeah.
But in my opinion, to change that and make the vehicle combat better, it would be detrimental to the infantry combat. So I would say just leave it the hell alone the way that it is and let it go. It's a good map. It does what it I don't have any particular modes that stand out to me as far as that map goes, where it's just like, oh, that mode sucks on that fucking map, but it's great on this map. Just about every mode that I've played on that map, not anything memorable, but not anything where I'm like, oh my god, I remember this shit. Fuck that guy. Fuck those people who do that stuff. Fuck this map. No, it's good stuff.
I think it's a well-designed map. Loads of routes, loads of good flanking routes, and all that kind of, fun places to fight in. Sure, all the locations are kind of the same, but I think it works. I think it's a really good urban map, and I have no complaints. I can play this map non-stop and have fun, and play any class. Actually, that's the thing. I can play any class and have fun, which is a good sign. Which certain maps, for example, you can only have to be engineer to have fun, you know. So that's the thing. So yeah, that's our ranking tier list of the maps. So how we have so far. I don't think, honestly, with even more time, I don't think the list is gonna change much. I think we played enough to have some sort of opinion how we feel about the maps. I don't think the list is gonna change. The only thing that
we're both pushing almost 300 hours in this game, so we've pretty much got our opinions.
I can tell you how many hours I can push in. Okay, so
can I. Let me just fire up Steam.
I have 110 hours on Steam, and I'm pretty sure I have about 50 hours on EA Play. So 150, 160
total. So not 300, 200. Sorry.
And I know you're playing more than me, so. Yeah, that's
sounds about right.
Sounds about right.
So we're pretty well rock solid on these opinions. I mean, they're not all. I mean, yeah, there's two maps specifically we know that are just absolute dog shit terrible. One that is inarguably even amongst the community. So I mean, let us know what you think as far as did we fuck up or are we right? Are we wrong in our opinions on this one? I mean, granted, it is opinions at the end of the day. This isn't like some official. Voted by the community logging or the voting shit. We didn't.
Yeah. Before we end, do you think you will change your opinion on any of the maps in the future? Like that would be a big jump.
If there would be, I said what it would need to be for that to happen when I was reviewing the map. I mean, there's a couple of them where we're like in the tolerable zone where, like I said, that jet combat would spice it up enough for me in order to bump it up to good. It would take a lot. I would say. And it would take a lot of going against what they would want for these maps originally for it to happen. So I don't think it would ever happen. So no.
The only thing that would change for me drastically is if the winter update, the winter offensive update that is happening in 9 days, if the winter map, the snow map, Empire State, fixes the visibility, the map might jump into good section for me. Assuming it fixes the visibility, because snow, all that kind of stuff, and all that. That's the only thing that can change. Everything else, yeah, I think we played enough. I think we have kind of established how we feel about the map. One thing is for sure, Sobek City and Badlands. I don't think we want to touch those maps ever again because you can fix them, but yeah, they're just not good maps, unfortunately. Well, we're just not good. But other than that, yeah, I think. Yeah, that's how we feel about the maps, honestly. But overall, like, just as we end, do you think it's a good list of maps, honestly? Because there's loads of people saying, like, the maps are too small, there's no breathing room and so on, there's shit Battlefield maps.
And,
I think that's a good selection of maps.
And those voices, I kind of agree with them, but at the same time, on the whole, if you sit back and you look at all of it, it kind of is a decently balanced mix of maps. Now, I mean, some aren't for... Now, I mean, this is the beautiful thing about opinions. Some of these maps we're going to be like, they're great, they're amazing, they're all right, cool maps. And then I know there's going to be people who are going to be like, these maps fucking suck. What is wrong with you? But that's the beautiful thing about opinions. There's enough of a variety here where everybody should at least be able to get a good, fair bite of the pizza that they like as far as toppings go. It's not appeasing everybody 100%. You know, this is like going to your company picnic. You didn't pick the food, but there's food there on offer. There's stuff there that you would be willing to eat, so you're satiated, so here you are. This is your buffet. It's not a bad buffet. It's not. There's some maps that just aren't my cup of tea. There's some maps that would be better as long as, this fucking hors d'oeuvre would be better with whipped cream. Cool, the whipped cream for me would be air-to-air combat and air-to-ground combat as far as jets go. And that's all there is to it. I feel like they did a pretty damn good job of making a good varied selection of maps. Do they need to be bigger? Yeah. Are they going to be bigger? No.
I am curious what the next maps they're gonna introduce. I know David Sirlon said that they kind of want to make them bigger, but at the same time it's kind of difficult because I'm saying you don't want to make them too big, because we don't want another. How's that Battlefield? Alborz Mountains?
We don't want Goldmud Railway or Alvarez Mountains or anything like that again. I mean, those maps were absolutely fucking massive. They were fun for what they were, but, I mean, even I would say Goldmud Railway should probably be, like, the shut-off point for how big a fucking map needs to be. Because Goldmud Railway was damn near excessive with how long you'd fucking run on that map.
Yeah.
Caspian Border is a good balance to me. I think if they did something similar to Caspian Border in this game, I think it would knock it out of the fucking park. I honestly, not to be that guy, but thinking about it, I probably rather would have had Caspian Border instead of Firestorm. I'll put that out there and say it now. I feel like Caspian Border should have been the one.
Just
it
because we had
fits
it in
better with
2022.
this game.
I guess, sure.
Yeah, whatever, but it fits way better with this game than what Firestorm does. Let's be honest with ourselves here. It fits way better. It's a lot more tight-knit as far as the flags go. It's a big map. It's not open, it's not vast, but it has its vastness to it in some areas. It's got a good theater war for jet combat. I would have probably if they would have done that instead of Firestorm, I probably still would have said that it was a supreme map, but for other reasons other than just the air-to-air combat was great.
Yeah. Okay, other than that, I'm looking forward to the next maps that they can introduce. Apparently, for anyone that's little new,
we'll
new to the
update we will update our tier lists as maps are released and updated. How's that go? I like the sound of that.
Also as what the hell I say? Maybe it wasn't important. Anyway, doesn't matter. I forgot. Anyway,
Outro time.
Yeah, you can do the outro.
So, if you guys have stuck around long enough, thank you for listening to our individual review of the Battlefield 6 maps. We appreciate you guys for hanging out as long as you have. You guys know how to reach us and find us on all of our socials. Please, please, please take the time in order to do our survey. You know where the links are. We talked about that at the top of the show. Same thing with our links as far as our socials go. We would like to give a big holiday thank you to our Patreon supporters. We appreciate every time that you guys contribute to us. It goes to a wonderful cause. Cue the Sarah McLachlan music. I'm just kidding. We do love you guys. We love everybody who stuck with us over the years. I don't really have anything else to say other than good night, ladies and gentlemen. Happy holidays. Enjoy your time on the battlefield, and I'll see you out there.
Bro, we're still not in December. What do you mean happy holidays? What are you on about?
It's holiday season. We're past Thanksgiving now.
It's like Halloween. Halloween is over and suddenly Christmas decorations out the next day. Fuck that shit.
Okay, that is completely fucking different. I was celebrating Thanksgiving. I am a normal human being, but now Thanksgiving is gone.
You're
It's
American,
November
not
29th.
human being. That's the difference.
Fucking,
the
month is over as of tomorrow.
We don't do Thanksgiving here, boy. The only Thanksgiving is we provide Thanksgiving.
Yeah, you know what else you don't
British.
celebrate?
Because we're
The 4th
British.
of July. Because you got your ass kicked.
we gave you one because who gives a shit? Who wants that country anyway?
We got the French involved and y'all ran like some bitches.
Anyway.
That being said, thank you guys very much for hanging out. We love yous. We'll see yous on the next one. Good night, everybody. It's time to tell you all about our amazing Patreon that is helping us keep the show going. Patreon.com/TheLankySoldier.
But yeah, episode 47. You paid for this.
I'm sorry.
I'm not. I don't care.
In my defense, I didn't know it was broken or it was going to break upon squeezing it gently. Battlefield 1 podcast was rebooted in March of 2023. We learned a lot of lessons from our previous shows that consisted of 41 episodes, and we've been building amazing foundations for the future with this current show. There's a reason why we're the best Battlefield-related podcast available on Spotify and anywhere else. We've also had the honor of being listened to by DICE, Ripple Effect, and other developers as well. Now, we want to share even more with you through our Patreon.
And I've never seen her. So I will be like crying and yelling, and I will not be the same person I am right now.
Yeah, I don't think I'm ready for that kind of emotion. I know we're emotionally close and everything, but I don't think we're that emotionally close.
Yeah, that will be an experience of its own.
We want to thank everyone that has joined as a free member or subscribed to our Patreon in the last year. The support is greatly appreciated, always was, and always will be. It's amazing, and it only motivates us to continue with our Battlefield journey. By simply becoming a free member or even subscribing to any paid tier, you're not only supporting the show, but you're also getting a lot of content back in return.
Right, because Call of Duty gets so annoying sometimes, I actually got so desperate I installed League of Legends again.
Oh my god. The perks of any tier is you'll get ad-free early access to all of our future episodes. You can already listen to the previous episodes ads-free as well, simply by being a free member. There's no more waiting, no more interruptions, just pure unfiltered Battlefield content straight to your ear holes, from our mouth holes, and anywhere else. You know, it's amazing, isn't it?
The only reason why CTE did as well as it did back in the day, guys, is because it wasn't locked down to secrecy. Those that couldn't participate were still able to see what was going on. That's the point that I'm getting at right now.
We're also giving you a behind-the-scenes look at what goes into making the Battlefield 1 podcast or any other content we produce, from planning sessions to recording mistakes and everything in between. You'll get an insider's perspective on how we bring each episode to life pretty much from start to finish.
And the reason why I'm saying
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's your fault.
It's all
Ray.
my fault.
It's all your fault, Ray. How did you ruined the whole show? We need to cancel it again.
Just gotta can it for another 8 months again. Just appear out of nowhere with
we need to
different
cancel
set of
again.
colors.
Ray, what the fuck did you do?
And that's only Battlefield. We're also offering access to our exclusive Patreon podcast series, The Live Gaming Gathering. This is a show where friends and special guests get together and talk about everything from the video game industry to movies and, whatever else is on our minds at that particular time. With more than 40 episodes already available, there's hours upon hours of content for you to listen to.
All right, I think we need to move on because we've been kind of on this subject for about the last 15 minutes now.
Yeah.
We got a couple of things in order.
Are you feeling better now? Let this
Yes,
team off.
Yeah, you got that
I
off
do
your
feel.
chest.
I do feel better. Oh no, wait, one more thing. For example,
No,
Angelo.
I'm
we were in
not
discussion.
going to mention any names.
Trust me, these are some of the most fun and amazing conversations we have ever had on the show. Because it's just us being us, relaxed and actually having fun. Almost like you're sitting alongside us with the conversation. Yeah.
So the reaction from the Fortnite community is like, okay, every time we see a Cybertruck in the server, it's our mission to drop everything we're doing and send that player back to the lobby.
We also believe in keeping our patrons informed, so we post monthly recaps to let you know what you probably missed during last month's episode, and we're making sure that you're not missing anything important. Just recently, we opened a brand new Discord server where people can talk to each other and get all of the latest updates about our content or the Lanky Soldier channel. Find the link in the description of this episode or at our Patreon. No subscription needed.
You are as a
You
player.
have been measured. Yeah.
Yeah, you've been measured.
Because we're confident that you'll love the content we're creating, we're offering a free trial that you can use at any time. We believe we're making good content that will make you stay, and we would not be offering free trials if we didn't think so.
I've seen a lot of people like literally get excited, like, you know what? This looks very familiar, clearly ripped from somewhere, but damn it, that looks good.
So, if you want to support the show and get all of these amazing extras, head on over to patreon.com/TheLankySoldier. Your support means the world to us and helps us keep delivering the content that you enjoy. Thank you for being part of the Battlefield community, and thank you for being a part of our community, and we look forward to seeing you on our Patreon. Now, let's get back to the show.